Hello, this is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a video review of Transformers Generations Hoist. Finally, I have a Classics Hoist. I've been waiting for this guy. Is he the best? No. He's based off the Trailbreaker, or Trail Cutter, mold. But, yeah, he's okay. I'm just happy to actually have a Hoist figure, because Hoist is actually one of my, not maybe in my top 10, but he's one of the most interesting Autobots, I think. Although they got his bio a little wrong on the back of the box. They're confusing engineer with field medic. They call him an engineer, but they have him like pulling people off and fixing them unless it's like serious, and then they send him to Ratchet. So this guy turned into a nurse. Yeah. I'll stick with engineer, as in building something. And in fact, of any kind of engineering, he's more civil engineering. If you're curious or interested. That's more on that. And then, of course, Huffer. Is it Huffer or Brawn? One of them is an engineer too, but they're more a mechanical engineer. Where this guy is a straight up civil engineer, building engineer. And he's got a whole episode dedicated to him and Grapple. In the original series, they built a solar collector. I don't remember what the name of it is, but they partnered up with the Constructicons. Anyway, that sort of thing. His comic book, he does come with a comic book. He comes with his spotlight, and without giving any plot away, I haven't read it yet. I flipped through a little bit. Some major characters like Tarn show up, and I think Metroplex made an appearance. But that's just quickly flipping through, and I think I saw Sunstreaker in there as well. And Bob, his little pet there. Anyway, get to this guy. Doesn't roll the best. He's got pins here, but only half the wheels spin, and then on the back, it's the friction pegs that they've been doing with the Transformers Prime series. Overall, it's a nice little truck. Very little, though. I don't have another deluxe in vehicle mode right now to compare, but yeah. So start the transformation by pulling his crane off. Flip this inside, close this down, flip this down, and you have his blaster. Actually, kind of awesome. Now for the rest of it, you just try to just untab everything. Start with legs, pull these down, snap them into place, both sides, flip down the toes. Now you have his legs. Adjust the camera a little bit here. Next, we'll flip out the arms, pulling these out, rotating them around. Then we'll pull these out. We'll flip the hand out, pop this down. Same on the other side. I guess it doesn't really matter what order you do it in. Then we're going to take the whole shoulder, rotate it around, and plug it into these mirror-like things on his side here, these tabs. So those are in. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. As soon as those are in, that holds the arm in place. Flip up the head, spin this around, pop it, lock it into place. I like to tilt this back just a little bit, otherwise it looks like it's behind his head. I usually like keeping it right about there, if you can see that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to fold this all the way back, pop the hood down as we rotate this whole thing around. There we go. It's a little weird to get everything lined up right, but once you do, you'll know it. Plug the hood into that peg inside his chest here. Then fold the rest of this down, around, and up. There. Then rotate the arms around into the right orientation. There you have his elbows, his head. That still doesn't look right. Yeah, I guess it is right. And there you have him in robot mode. And you take his gun and you pop it in his hand, or on his shoulder, or on his arm, or anywhere else where there's a port, including up here. But in his hand's perfectly fine with me. So, and now we have a Classics updated Hoist, which is amazing. I really, like I said, I like this character. His head's a little narrow. Yeah, it's okay. He looks good with Trailbreaker, or Trail Cutter, whatever you want to call him. It looks very good. I transform him slightly differently. Like, this guy has his chest further down, where this guy has it further up, just in my transformation style, just to give it a slightly different look. Because if you look at the original animation, this guy looked like he, had a more broad-chested, and this guy was more, not so. But, yeah, so this kind of gives him a little bit of different appearance. Also, for reference, I actually have the G1 reissue of this guy. And oddly enough, they're about the same height. But you see where they got the window and the hood. And, I really like this guy, and I really like his vehicle mode, and I really like this guy in general. And I like the update. So, overall, I rate this guy pretty highly. He's got articulation in the foot, the knee, ball and socket up here, swivel, waist swivel, which you don't often find on Transformers these days, head, right and left, ball and socket joint here on the shoulder, swivel above the elbow, and an elbow joint, 90 degrees, plus the gun, which is always fun. Lock that into place. There we go. So that's that. My head's a little loose here, and I'm a little disappointed about that. But other than that, I say this guy is actually pretty decent. I forgot to do my out of 10 on the last guy, but I rank this guy about a 7 out of 10. Not stellar, but not terrible either. That's where he lies on my scale. If you see him, I say pick him up, but unless you really, really want him in your collection like I did, don't overpay for him. He's not anything special. The only reason I got him now is it's probably the last time you're going to see him in a Classics update. He's such a bizarre character. Not bizarre, but left field character. So yeah, they're closing in on having all the 85, 84 Autobots done. They're pretty close. And these two are a huge leap forward. They're almost like that. They're like that close to it. They've got like a handful, like 5 or 6 left. I think that's it. Well, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.